And today lecture is lecture Dirac equation. And first we discuss highlights of previous lecture. And the second order different derivative in the Klein-Gordon equation is responsible for both the negative energy plane wave solution and the misbehaving probability density. And try to fix this problem by looking for a relativistic equation that, like the Schrödinger equation, only contain first order time derivative. Here rho is equal to iota psi conjugate partial psi over partial t minus into partial psi conjugate over partial t into psi, and E is equal to plus minus p square plus n square square root. We discussed these two equations in our previous lecture, that is about Klein-Gordon equation. And now here is Dirac equation. The classical Hamiltonian is quadratic in momentum. Dirac searched for the Hamiltonian that is linear in the momentum. Here H is equal to alpha dot p plus beta m, marked as equation number 1, with the coefficient alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 and beta. In order to satisfy the relativistic relation between energy and momentum, we must have for any eigenvector with momentum p of h that h square psi is equal to p square plus m square into psi, and marked as equation number 2. Here we just simply multiply the equation number 1 with eigenvector that is psi. Where p square plus m square is the eigenvalue, what should h look like such that these eigenvectors exist? Scaling Dirac for Hamiltonian give h square is equal to summation I alpha I pi plus beta m into summation j alpha j p j rho j or pj plus beta m, which is equal to summation I j alpha I alpha j pi pj plus summation I alpha I beta pi m plus summation I beta alpha I pi m plus b square m square, which is equal to summation I alpha I square pi square plus summation I greater than j alpha j plus alpha j alpha I into pi pj plus psi I into summation I into alpha I beta plus beta alpha I into pi m plus b square into m square, marked as equation number 1. Here alpha I square pi square is equal to 1 and beta square m square also equal to 1, and the rest of the equation is 0. So we get equation 2 as we find that the coefficient must satisfy the following requirements: alpha 1 square is equal to alpha 2 square is equal to alpha 3 square, which is equal to beta square is equal to 1. Alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 and beta anti-commutes with each other. The alpha and beta cannot be ordinary number. They are matrices that act on a wave function that is in column vector. It can be shown that the lowest dimensional matrices that have the desired behavior are 4 cross 4 matrices. Here Dirac Pauli representation, and alpha is equal to 0 sigma 0 and beta is equal to I 0 0 minus I. Here I is called identity matrix, where sigma are the Pauli matrices. Sigma 1 is equal to 0 1 1 0 and sigma 2 is equal to 0 minus I into 0, and sigma 3 is equal to 1 0 0 minus 1. Note that the Pauli matrices also traceless and Hermitian, and they anti-commute as well. Next is covariant form of direct equation where we have h psi is equal to alpha dot p plus beta m into psi. Now we replace h is equal to iota partial over partial t and p is equal to minus iota del. To find iota partial over partial t, psi is equal to minus iota alpha dot del plus beta m into psi, marked as equation number 6. Multiply this equation from the left by beta. Note that beta square is equal to 1. Here iota beta partial over partial t into psi is equal to minus iota beta alpha dot del psi plus m psi. Iota beta partial over partial t psi plus iota beta alpha dot del psi minus m psi is equal to 0. Here iota beta partial over partial t psi plus iota beta alpha 1 partial over partial x plus iota beta alpha 2 partial over partial y plus iota beta alpha 3 partial over partial z into psi minus m psi is equal to 0, marked as equation number 7. And we now define the four direct gamma matrices by gamma mu is approximately equal to beta alpha, and gamma mu is equal to gamma naught gamma vector, which is equal to gamma naught gamma 1 gamma 2 gamma 3, marked as equation number 8. The wave equation then takes the simple form iota gamma naught partial over partial t plus iota gamma dot del minus m into psi is equal to 0. This implies that iota gamma mu partial mu minus m into psi is equal to 0, marked as equation number 9. This equation is called direct equation. Note that psi is the four element vector. We call it as a bispinor or direct spinor. We shall see in this next lecture that the solution of the direct equation have 4 degrees of freedom corresponding to spin up and spin down for the particle and its anti-particle. This is called covariant form of direct equation.
शरारा नहीं करने की जरूरत है। किस तरह करूँ कि सर पे दुपट्टा ना लूँ, वो दुपट्टा साइड पे सेट हो जाए। नहीं इधर आप अपने फैमिली के सेट कर
Here iota gamma mu partial mu minus m into psi is equal to 0. The direct equation is actually a set of 4 coupled differential equations. For each j is equal to 1, 2, 3 and 4, summation k is equal to 1 to 4 into summation mu is equal to 0 to 3 iota gamma mu j k partial mu minus m sigma jk into psi k is equal to 0, or iota gamma mu is equal to 4 cross 4 matrix dot partial mu minus 4 cross 4 identity matrix dot m is equal to psi 1 psi 2 psi 3 psi 4, which is equal to 0 0 0 0. This is called vector form or matrix form of covariant form of direct equation. Next is direct gamma matrices. Sigma is equal to alpha is equal to 0, sigma 0, and beta is equal to I 0 0 minus I. As we know that gamma mu is equal to beta and beta alpha, and gamma mu is equal to gamma naught gamma, which is equal to gamma naught gamma 1 gamma 2 gamma 3, which is equal to beta alpha 1 beta alpha 2 beta alpha 3. So gamma naught is equal to I 0 0 minus I, and gamma I is equal to 0 sigma I minus sigma I into 0. Let's write the gamma matrix in full form. Gamma naught is equal to 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 minus 1 0 1 0 0 minus 1, and gamma 1 is equal to 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 minus 1 0 0 minus 1 0 0 and 0, and gamma 2 is equal to 0 0 0 minus iota 0 0 iota 0 0 iota 0 0 minus iota 0 0 0, and gamma 3 is equal to 0 0 1 0 and 0 0 0 minus 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0. This is called Dirac gamma matrix. You can write Dirac gamma matrix by using the following. Next is properties of Dirac gamma matrix. To find what the gamma mu is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 objects are, we first multiply the Dirac equation by its conjugate equation. Psi Hermitian into minus iota psi naught partial over partial t into minus gamma dot del minus m into iota gamma naught partial over partial t plus iota gamma dot del minus m into psi is equal to 0, and demand that this be consistent with Klein-Gordon equation. This lead the following condition by gamma mu. Here the first property is that if gamma naught scale is equal to 1, it means that gamma I scale is equal to minus 1, and gamma mu plus gamma mu is equal to 0. For gamma mu is not equal to v, where iota is equal to 1, 2, 3 and mu v is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. This is called properties of Dirac gamma equation. Now the remaining properties of Dirac gamma matrix. Also we have the Hermitian conjugate. Here gamma naught Hermitian is equal to gamma naught, and beta Hermitian is equal to beta. This one is third property, and fourth property is that gamma iota Hermitian is equal to beta alpha iota Hermitian is equal to alpha iota Hermitian beta Hermitian, which is equal to alpha iota beta, which is equal to minus gamma iota. Then the relation gamma k gamma naught is equal to 0 implies that gamma k gamma naught is equal to minus gamma naught gamma k, which is equal to gamma naught gamma k Hermitian. This is called fifth property. And gamma naught gamma k gamma naught is equal to gamma naught square gamma k Hermitian, which is equal to gamma k Hermitian. Here gamma mu Hermitian is equal to gamma naught gamma mu and gamma mu. This is called sixth property. In word, this means that we can undo a Hermitian conjugate gamma mu Hermitian gamma naught by moving a gamma naught through it. Gamma mu Hermitian gamma naught is equal to gamma naught gamma mu. Furthermore, we can define gamma 5 is equal to iota gamma 0 gamma 1 gamma 2 gamma 3, which is equal to 0 2 2 0, and with the characteristics gamma 5 Hermitian is equal to gamma 5, which is also equal to 0. This is called the properties of Dirac gamma matrices. Next point is Dirac adjoint and Dirac spinor. And similarly, to cause the Schrödinger and the Klein-Gordon equation, we can define a current density J mu that satisfy a continuity equation. First, we write the Dirac equation: iota gamma naught partial over partial t plus iota gamma dot del minus m into psi is equal to 0. Iota gamma naught partial psi over partial t plus iota sigma k is equal to 1, 2, 3 gamma k partial psi over partial x k is minus m psi is equal to 0, marked as equation number 10. As we know, work with matrices, we use Hermitian conjugate rather than the complex conjugate, and we find the conjugate equation: minus iota partial psi conjugate Hermitian conjugate over partial t gamma naught minus iota summation k is equal to 1, 2, 3 partial psi conjugate Hermitian over partial x raised to power k minus gamma raised to power k minus m psi Hermitian is equal to 0, marked as equation number 11. Here minus sign disturbs the Lorentz invariant form of the equation, We can restore Lorentz covariance by multiplying the equation from right by gamma naught. 4 by applying gamma naught minus iota partial psi Hermitian over partial t gamma naught minus iota summation k is equal to 1 2 3 partial psi Hermitian of partial xk into minus gamma k gamma naught minus m psi Hermitian gamma naught is equal to 0 using anti-commutator property gamma naught gamma k is equal to minus gamma k gamma naught. Equation become minus iota partial psi Hermitian of partial t gamma naught gamma minus iota summation k is equal to 1 2 3 partial psi Hermitian over partial xk gamma naught gamma k minus m psi Hermitian psi gamma naught is equal to 0 marked as equation number 12. Let's define the joint Dirac spinor. Psi bar is equal to psi Hermitian gamma naught marked as equation number 13. Note that the joint spinor is a row vector Dirac spinor psi 1 psi 2 psi 3 psi 4. A joint Dirac spinor is equal to psi 1 bar psi 2 bar psi 3 bar psi 4 bar. The joint Dirac spinor satisfies the equation and equation 12 becomes minus iota partial psi bar over partial t gamma naught minus iota summation k is equal to 1 2 3 partial psi bar over partial x raised to power k gamma k minus m psi bar is equal to 0, which can be written in short-handed as iota gamma mu psi bar gamma mu plus m gamma psi bar, which is equal to 0, marked as equation number 14. This is called a joint Dirac. Density now we multiply the Dirac equation from left by psi and we multiply the adjoint Dirac equation from right by psi. Here iota's partial mu psi bar gamma mu plus m psi bar into psi is equal to psi bar iota partial mu gamma mu psi minus m psi is equal to 0. By solving, this equation becomes psi bar into partial mu gamma mu psi plus partial mu psi bar gamma mu into psi, which is equal to 0, marked as equation number A. Equation A satisfies the product rule. Partial mu into psi bar gamma mu psi is equal to 0, marked as equation number B. And equation of continuity, as we know that equation of continuity partial mu j mu is equal to 0, marked as equation number C. Compare B and C and we get the current density. J mu is equal to psi bar j mu and into mu. This is called current density. Here inside box some rules for current density are given. You can simply point out or remember these rules to calculate the current density. Density now we multiply the Dirac equation from left by psi and we multiply the adjoint Dirac equation from right by psi. That here is Dirac interpretation. Current density is equal to j mu is equal to psi bar gamma mu psi is equal to j naught is equal to psi bar gamma mu gamma naught gamma, which is equal to psi Hermitian gamma naught gamma is equal to psi Hermitian into psi, it is equal to summation iota is equal to 1 to 4 into gamma I square, which is greater than 0. Therefore, the probability density is always greater than 0. This is the historical motivation of Dirac works. Koivu had seen in the Pauli-Westerhoff interpretation that J mu is equal to rho J was charge density, current density. In that case, J mu is equal to minus E psi bar gamma mu into psi. It is a 4-vector current density, just as we used it before. In the Feynman-Stuckberg interpretation, the particle solution with negative energy is the antiparticle solution with positive energy. Note, in the case of Klein-Gordon waves, the current of antiparticle J mu is equal to 2n into 2 rho mu gets a minus sign with respect to the current of the particle due to reversal of forward momentum. In order to keep this convention, an additional ad hoc minus sign is required for the current of spin minus 1/2 particle. For example, for positron, the additional negative sign between particle and antiparticle is only required for fermionic current and not for bosonic current. It is related to the spin statistic connection. Bosonic wave function are symmetric and fermionic wave function are antisymmetric. In field theory, two extra minus sign is related to the resulting fact that bosonic field operates follow commutation relation while fermionic field operates follow anti-commutation relation. This was realized by W. Pauli in 1940. In conclusion, fermionic antiparticle current get an additional minus sign to maintain the Feynman-Stuckelberg interpretation. In our next lecture, we will find the plane wave solution of Dirac equation, talk about the antiparticle spinor.